Hello and welcome to the special broadcast of Reality Check, which comes to you live from Mysore, Karnataka. Now, today was meant to be a day of celebration for the BJP when the son of its chief ministerial candidate, Mr. Yediyurappa, Vijayendra, that's the name of the son, was meant, along with a large crowd of supporters, to file his nomination for a prestige high-stakes battle against the chief minister's son, not far from here, in a constituency called Varuna. But instead, what has happened are the images that you're going to see on screen. Protests erupted, tempers boiled over. BJP workers went on the rampage when just moments before the nomination was to be filed, mysteriously Mr. Yediyurappa announced that he had decided that his son will not contest this particular election. Now, over the next 30 minutes, we'll try and decode the heart of this mystery decision by the BJP and what kind of impact, what kind of damage that it could cause in this very high-stakes, high-profile election. But let's start with the scenario here where we're standing. This is the hotel in Mysore where Mr. Yediyurappa is, as we speak, holding a meeting with his close aides, trying to contain the damage from this afternoon's announcement. Tonight, it looks calm, but I can tell you that just a few hours ago, it was a very different picture. Workers were angry, they were milling around, and some of them even threatened a mass resignation. They said if Vijayendra is not given the ticket. They also shouted slogans against both Amit Shah and senior BJP leader Anant Kumar. Let's listen. What are you upset? You're saying Vijayendra should have been given the ticket?
Yes,
100%. Okay.
He is a winning candidate.
Okay.
We are going to resign. Every member of Jilla Panchayat and Taluk Panchayat and Gram Panchayat member from Mysore district and Karnataka and Chandra district, we are going to resign. Complete members of BJP, we are going to resign.
Strong words and strong language. Very, very unusual for the BJP, a party which runs a tight ship. But also, the anger boiled over earlier when Mr. Yediyurappa was trying to address journalists and was trying to explain to them the reason for his decision when those party workers that you saw crashed in and literally disrupted that press conference. Thank you, sir. So the BJP's own top leader there, in a sense, ambushed by his own supporters, by the supporters of his son. Now, it was a very different scenario earlier, before the storm broke, when Mr. Yediyurappa came back from that supposed attempt to file the nomination. He came back to this hotel and he was sitting here pretty much by himself. NDTV was the first crew to reach there. And he gave us the first interview where he formally announced that his son would not be contesting. But Mr. Yediyurappa then, as now, continues to own that decision. He says he took that decision because he wanted Vijayendra to be freed up so that he could travel everywhere. He also said that he was not unhappy. He said, I'm happy with the decision. But all of that, of course, still remains a mystery. Is this a face saver by Mr. Yediyurappa, or was it a decision that he genuinely took at the last minute? Let's listen. The news has come that Vijayendra will not be contesting from Varuna.
I told you now, he is not going to contest from Varuna.
Okay.
He will be staying here for another 20 days.
Okay.
He will go around in the Mysore district, all the assembly constituency and also Chamarajanagar assembly constituencies.
Okay.
So we want to put some ordinary worker there in Varuna.
Okay.
And I have got confidence people are going to support. and we are going to be in Varuna also, and Vijayendra also touring in the Varuna constituency.
But he has invested so much time in the Varuna constituency.
Yes,
So
yes,
why do you
right,
think?
you are right. Last minute you have taken that decision. You will be useful in Mysore district and Chamarajanagar district.
Okay.
So let him give time to all the constituencies.
But was the decision taken by you or by the High Command?
With the permission of the High Command only, we have taken decisions.
Are you upset?
Not at all. Why should I? I am very happy about that.
Oh, only because he was, keen to fight and he'd been
Because,
sort
you
of
know what happened,
working in the constituency.
14, 15 aspirants, they were forced him to come and to come to Varuna and contest.
Okay.
But afterwards, I thought,
Yes.
in the interest of the party,
Okay.
let him work in the Mysore district and Chamarajanagar.
So it's not because the party felt that father-son combination would be
No,
a bad
no,
idea.
no, nothing like that. We have given so many places father and son. Na?
Okay.
For example, that Govind Karjod and his son we have given. And also here, Sanganna Kardi, instead of he is the MP, we have given his son ticket.
So other father and sons have also been.
Yes,
Combinations
3-4
are there.
places we have given.
So the reason you're saying is simply so that it was to allow him to go and contest in
Yes,
other
in
places.
both, let him work in both the
But I thought the idea was to defeat the chief minister's son. That was the contest
even
that was put up.
now we have got 100% confidence. Putting some ordinary candidate, we are going to win that constituency.
All right, Mr. Yediyurappa, thank you very much.
Thank
indeed for
you,
talking to
thank
us.
you.
Okay, that of course was Mr. Yediyurappa earlier in the day. But a short while ago, his elder son Raghavendra actually emerged from that meeting, that almost late evening emergency meeting that all of them were holding to try to control the damage. Came out, spoke exclusively to NDTV, where I asked him whether, given the scale of the backlash, could there still be a chance for the party, for Mr. Yediyurappa, to reconsider the decision to not field Vijayendra? Listen to his answer. You must have heard the voices of the workers. They're very angry. They're threatening to resign. They're challenging the High Command. What exactly went wrong, you think? Where was the problem in communicating the facts?
Already our state president announced it in public function only. Already they discussed with my brother Vijayendra. You do work as a Karyakarta. You go around throughout the district. Don't contest for this Varuna constituency. So already he is also obeyed the father's order and our state president order.
But if the workers are so angry and upset?
Yes, that's why I requesting from through your media. I pray to our Karyakartas, don't upset. Please join the hands to bring the BJP power in our state. Be calm, please. I will pray to our Karyakartas from your media.
But any rethink? No, just a question. Because of so much anger and protest.
Yes, sir.
Any rethink that perhaps Mr. Vijayendra can still be given the ticket?
So already, our state president, that means our father already, he told in public meeting only. He already in this issue, I think he closed this issue.
No, but so there's been such a strong reaction to that. So in light of that, because they've still not announced the candidate for Varuna, so could that lead to a possible rethink?
I think chances is less.
Chances is less at the moment.
Yes, sir.
And any indication, any communication with High Command?
I don't.
What are the discussions going on right now? If you could give us an idea. All of you are in a meeting. What sort of thinking is going on?
How to control the damage? Our Karyakartas making a strike in road only.
Okay.
Some police also they making some lathi charge. So how to avoid these all issues? In this issue.
Last question I want to ask you that it's still not very clear to us, even to the public, why this decision was taken. Because till the last minute, Vijayendra was working in that constituency. There was an expectation that he will be filing his nomination today. What happened to suddenly change that?
Yeah, in this issue only we will discuss with our father, our state president, and our other leaders.
Has the High Command miscalculated? They did not realize the extent of the anger?
Our High Command or our Parivar, they are not interfering in this issue. our father will take took
All
this
decision was it was taken by him only.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. And what about you?
Yeah,
You are not contesting this time, but now in the light of this, any possibility?
No, no,
that
no,
you may
sir.
contest?
Our father contested from that means Shikaripura.
Yes.
That was for assembly constituency. I am present. I am the MLA for that place. I have responsibility. Father, they go around through the state. So as a MLA, we make him make maximum work in that constituency. We give maximum lead for.
So you will be working for.
Yes, sir.
You will not jump into the contest.
No, yes, sir.
So the BJP in the eye of a political storm. Well, joining us tonight on Reality Check, we have Vivek Reddy with us, BJP spokesperson, joining us from Bangalore. Also Dinesh Gundu Rao, Congress spokesperson, joining us from the Karnataka capital city. And here in Mysuru with me, outside the President Hotel, which was earlier a battleground tonight, Krishna Prasad, former editor-in-chief, Outlook, and veteran journalist. Thanks very much indeed, Krishna, for joining us. But Vivek Reddy, if I can just begin by asking you that, so far the BJP High Command has not breathed a word about everything that has unfolded here. Are you able to shed any greater light on what prompted them to take this decision?
I think our, Mr. Srinivasan, our state president has clarified very clearly that this decision was taken by himself. Perhaps he wanted greater strength in the districts of Mysore and Chamarajanagar. This is one reason that has made him take this decision. And he has also made it clear that it is his own voluntary decision. Of course, there is a lot of resentment amongst the Karyakartas because they were very closely attached to Vijayendra and he is a popular leader. We cannot take away from that situation. Still, since the president of the party has made this decision and he has clarified that it is his own decision, yes, it is his own decision in the welfare of the party, in view of the welfare of the party. I think we must respect it. The BJP is a Karyakarta-based, cadre-based party. And what Mr. Yediyurappa said, that an ordinary Karyakarta will be able to win over Siddaramaya's son. I think that is the grand and noble aspect of this party.
Well, that is Mr. Yediyurappa's clarification. But Krishna Prasad, frankly, I don't know if anyone's buying that, because if you saw the sequence of events, they were in Nanjangud, not far from here, all ready to file the nomination when the sort of mystery call comes, and then it's game over. What do you think happened?
Oh, I think it's an absolute PR disaster for the BJP. I think what you're seeing is a lot of bravado from Mr. Yediyurappa and his sons. But what we are not hearing enough of, I think, is that you're seeing a reflection of an internal fight within the Yediyurappa family in a certain sort of way, and within the factions of the BJP. To come to the first point, I think there's been a bit of an issue between Shobha Karanlaje on the one hand and the sons of Yediyurappa on the other hand.
Shobha Karanlaje being
the member of parliament and
MP,
a close aide of Mr. Yediyurappa. So I think you're seeing this, this decision today to pull out Mr. Vijayendra is parallel to the decision not to field Shobha Karanlaje from a constituency in Bangalore. One.
Okay,
Two,
so that was a trade-off.
I think it's a quid
I
pro
don't
quo.
fight, you don't fight. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a quid pro quo. Secondly, I think it also comes in the wake of a decision of a former DGP of Karnataka called Mr. Revana Siddhaya to quit the Congress and join the BJP yesterday. He's a sizable figure, or at least he paints himself as a sizable figure. So I think that's point two. Point three are rumors that there was an opinion poll or a survey done by the RSS BJP which showed that Vijayendra, for all the bravado of the Congress, of the BJP, was set to lose this constituency. So therefore, there are many things here, many shades here. What you're seeing is an absolute PR disaster for a party which has just not had any kind of a narrative in this election. It's had people walking out of public rallies of Mr. Modi and Mr. Shah.
Right.
It's not had a single issue, whether it's corruption or development. It's had to face a whole lot of issues. And I think what you're seeing today is a conglomeration of all that.
Okay, I'm just going to get Vivek a chance to respond to that. We're bringing Dinesh Gundu Rao in. Now, Dinesh Gundu Rao, obviously the Congress would be watching all of this with, I suppose, some degree of amusement and satisfaction. But the fact is that until the decision came to pull Vijayendra out, you were, or the Chief Minister in a sense, was encircled in his own stronghold.
Not at all, Srinivasan. The Chief Minister is busy campaigning. He just did 3-day campaign in his constituency. Now he's going to tour the entire state from 26th onwards till the 6th. He's not coming back to Mysore till then. So there's no question of CM being encircled, and CM is going to win hands down in Chamundeshwari, and his son is going to win hands down in Varuna. And that's why Mr. Yediyurappa's son had to withdraw, because they realized the writing on the wall that he's going to face a humiliating defeat. He was about to file his nomination, and then he withdraws. That means Mr. Yediyurappa wanted his son to contest. Now if he says, I want to give it to a Karyakarta, why did they even come to this stage? They should have been decided much, much long ago. And one son is a MLA, the other son they want to make an MLA.
Okay, let me get
and they talk about dynastic politics, they talk about noble cause. It sounds ridiculous when I hear that they talk about a grand noble gesture when they've done all this, and then try to portray as if, you know, they're trying to do something for the Karyakarta. But I think it's an internal squabbling going on within BJP. Yediyurappa and Shobha Karandlaje is one team. Within the family of Yediyurappa, there's a huge difference between the families. And within the BJP, there's a huge difference about the way Shobha Karandlaje and Yediyurappa team up against Anant Kumar and Ishwarappa, a lot of other political leaders. So this is a joke that the BJP is playing out. And I think we have nothing to do with it. It's an internal issue.
Okay, let me get Vivek Reddy in at this point.
Mr. Srinivasan.
Vivek Reddy, let's take it one by one.
Yes.
The number one charge that Vijayendra at the last minute chickened out. Because for all the bravado, there was a fear that he would lose.
Well, if we take it one by one, I'm glad that you permitted me to take it one by one, because there are so many statements made by Mr. Krishna Prasad and Dinesh Gundu Rao.
Yeah, so let's
and I
start
understand
with...
that Dinesh Gundu Rao can make such statements.
Okay, the first one about the fear that Vijayendra was going to lose.
Krishna Prasad... Yes. First one is about the fear. Well, let us be very clear that this is a open election, and in this election Vijayendra stood a great chance to win. He was clearly out and out winner of this constituency, given the anti-incumbency against the Congress. But
then why,
the larger
why
issue which the BJP faced was why it withdrew was because it didn't want to encourage the great-grandfather to great-grandson culture, which is now prevailing in the Congress, and in which Mr. Dinesh Gundu Rao is one of the most prominent persons. I am not stating about Mr. Dinesh Gundu Rao because he has come up the hard way.
Vivek Reddy, your father-in-law also was an ex-MLA.
He has come up the hard way, but not your great leaders, Mr. Rahul Gandhi and others, who are from their great-grandfather.
Don't bring me into the picture. Your father was an MLA also. Don't bring my family into the picture.
There should be a limit.
Okay, let's not personalize it. Dinesh, Vivek, you're both friends.
I know who your
let's
father
not personalize it.
And wasn't your father a BJP MLA?
Okay, let's not personalize it. Vivek, can I just come back to the discussion? We'll have to silence mics otherwise. Vivek, can I just cut in with a question?
Second thing.
Let's not personalize it. Okay, silencing mics for a second.
Yes.
Silencing mics for a second. Can I just come in with a question? Vivek, can I just come in with a question? What about, okay, fair enough. You're saying that you don't want, that's important. You're at least being honest enough to say you didn't want to play the family card, though Mr. Yediyurappa in his interview told me BJP has given several father-son combinations in this election. Let's leave that aside. But the charge that there is somewhere some internal rift of politics within the BJP, because I can tell you a lot of the workers I spoke to here were shouting loud slogans against Amit Shah himself, but also Anant Kumar, suggesting that internal rivalry within the BJP has spiked Vijayendra's chances at the last minute.
See, Vasu, I'm sorry. See, it is very clear. When once Mr. Yediyurappa has made a voluntary statement stating that the withdrawal was on account of his own decision, and that they intended to expand the base of the party in Mysore and Chamarajanagar because they felt that that was a priority today, and that they could do as well with Vijayendra, he being a popular leader. I think we need to recognize that fact, and therefore they have freedom up for party work. And we also have the same capacity with a Karyakarta. That is the message that Mr. Yediyurappa is sending. So far as what Mr. Krishna Prasad said, that there is no narrative, I'm very glad, Mr. Krishna Prasad, you being the editor of Outlook, you are doing a better job than the Congress spokesperson. I am very glad. You have achieved a very good, that is a very meritorious argument that you are making on behalf of the Congress. But let me tell you very clearly, What is the narrative this time of the Congress is known well by the people. It is corruption and the disastrous levels of performance of the Congress. And if you can't gauge it, being a person who has been in the field of journalism, then I am really shocked. It is common sense.
Okay, yeah, let me just come to Krishna. Okay, Vivek, let me just come to Krishna. Krishna, the fact is that the BJP could turn around and say, and look, yes, there has been all this disruption, but it is contained to perhaps this one particular seat and some of the neighboring seats where the party anyway is weak. So the damage, the blowback is limited. Is that true, or is this a fire that could or perhaps already has spread wider?
You know, I mean, whatever
the
spin
party
the
is
BJP
strong.
might want to put, and I don't want to dignify Vivek Reddy's comments on this. I think whatever spin the BJP might want to put on this story, the thing is that you spent a whole lot of time building up Vijayendra into this force in Varuna to take on the Chief Minister's son.
Right.
That is clearly flopped. Secondly, if you look at local newspapers in Karnataka, in Mysore today, which Mr. Reddy will not have access to because I don't think he can read Kannada, but you know, the point is that the newspapers have harsh faith advertisements announcing this candidature, announcing the filing of nominations, announcing people going to take out a rally and a public meeting. The fact that Mr. Yediyurappa has to make this announcement, the fact that he has to make it at a public meeting tells you that his hand was forced. You know, it is being painted as Mr. Yediyurappa's decision, but I can tell you for sure it is not his decision. It is a decision imposed upon him as a quid pro quo to quell local fires, and you don't need to be a Congress spokesman or a BJP spokesman. You just need to be an ordinary human being to understand what it is.
To be able to read what it is. Okay, Dinesh Gundu Rao, the fact is this is an election where both the chief ministerial candidates, in a sense, of both parties are beleaguered. I mean, let's face it, just as, you know, the official narrative of what happened with Varuna is being questioned, the official narrative of why Mr. Siddaramaiah is fighting in two different seats, just the fact that he wants to, you know, expand his footprint is again not being bought. The fact is, today you may have an advantage because of what happened in Varuna, but Mr. Siddaramaiah's hand was forced. He had to look for a safe seat in North Karnataka. So it's not just Mr. Yediyurappa who's facing the heat.
See, that's the perception being built by the JDS and BJP, which are combined together today. It's an alliance which has taken place, and they are trying to see that Mr. Siddaramaiah is cornered in Chamundeshwari, where the JDS, where the BJP puts up a dummy candidate, and in Chamundeshwari the JDS puts up a dummy candidate to help the BJP. Right. So there's an open alliance, and yes, they're trying to create that perception. But Siddaramaiah, our Chief Minister, has very clearly said that he wants to contest in Chamundeshwari always. It was never that he was any doubt about that. The Badami issue came because of North Karnataka and people wanting him to contest, and finally we had announced a name, but then the High Command and a lot of pressure from those districts that he should come back. So he's gone back. And I think that they had to create a perception, but I think this perception
let me just get the last word from Vivek.
Siddaramaiah is the most popular leader in Karnataka today. He has delivered on his work, and we're going to go in confidently, and we're going to get 130
Let me just get the last word from Vivek.
That's what we are very confident of, and we will win this election hands down.
Okay, Vivek, can I just ask you in conclusion?
Vasu, I would like to...
Vivek, can I just ask you in conclusion that the local JD... One second, last question. The local BJP has given a deadline until tomorrow morning for the High Command to change its mind, or they're threatening mass resignation. What is the High Command going to do?
Well, I think, Vasu, I'll have to add two things. One is what Dinesh Gundu Rao said, and one is what you asked. I think Mr. Yediyurappa is a leader.
No, just on my point. Just on my point, we have no time. Will the High Command consent?
Yes, who is tall enough? Yes, who is tall enough and who can douse these fires, and who can ensure that the feelings of the Karyakartas, the emotions of the Karyakartas are assuaged. I think the status of this tall leadership of Mr. Yediyurappa can get across all the divisions that these people are anticipating. The Karyakartas also can be assuaged, and they can be told
you're saying
that this is the way the party wants to move. Yes.
Okay, you're hinting the BJP could relent, Krishna. Literally 10 seconds. Could the BJP relent?
You know, the best case scenario you can paint for this is that this is all a lot of bluster, that this is a PR campaign to actually whip up some positive air about Vijayendra. That is one. But I think what you've seen today is a real possibility that neither the Congress chief ministerial candidate nor the BJP chief ministerial candidate could eventually become chief minister. I think you've seen the first sign of that, and with all due respect to both parties, I think we may well be in a situation where neither of these two will become chief minister.
Okay, you opened up a can of worms there, but we're completely out of time. The election, though, continues to be fascinating. We've got our reality check special coming from Karnataka tomorrow as well. That's it on the show. Thank you all so much for joining us. Thanks for watching. Good night.